Well, when my kids were growing up and they got to be teenagers, they would have favorite pairs of jeans that they would want repaired, and basically the jeans wore out in certain places: the crotch, the knees, where the pockets were attached in back, any place where there was a stress point. And the only way to fix them, they didn't want a patch on them, the only way to fix them was to darn. So we're going to show you some darning techniques today.
And of course it was easier to learn to darn in my household so that you didn't have to wait on her to get done, you know, sewing 5 billion costumes to darn your jeans. So I learned to darn my own jeans, and I'm going to share with you my technique today, and there's a few other ways to do it. First of all, you need a few materials to really darn your jeans well. You want to use a fabric to stabilize where you're darning. Our favorite is this cotton organdy, and the rule is to use something that's lighter than the garment you're darning, and also that has similar fabric content. So obviously the cotton organdy and the muslin
are probably your best.
Probably your best.
So the cotton organdy is very fine, very thin, and it has a stiffness to it that is really nice to put under there. I often use cotton organdy also as an interfacing, so that might give you an idea of the consistency of it.
The second thing you're going to need is the thread to darn with. Our favorites and the best for the project are cotton darning threads.
Right.
So, you want to talk a little about thread?
Well, this happens to be one by Wildeye. This happens to be one by Metler. They are actually your embroidery weight threads. Sometimes they're not called cotton darning anymore. Sometimes now they're called cotton embroidery. It's the same thing that they used to call cotton darning thread is now called cotton embroidery, so don't be surprised. But again, it's cotton. This is going to lay smooth. It's finer than your construction thread. It's going to give you a better look and a better texture, especially up against your skin, because we're going to build up some thread in this
especially
particular
when
process.
This rip is like in your crotch. Want to be comfortable. I have used regular polyester construction thread before when I haven't had this available, but this is your best bet.
And it does come in a multitude of colors, so you can try and match if you like.
Clearly, I've darned these jeans before, and I haven't matched the colors. I don't really care. No one really sees this part. Or even on the knees of the jeans, I've used contrasting colors just for some fun. So first we need to prep our jeans before darning them. Exactly.
One thing we've done is we've already cut our little piece of fabric that we're going to back it with. This happens to be the cotton organdy. The other thing in it is you're going to have some threads left around your hole. Now I put my foot inside the jeans.
Your foot?
My foot? No, I didn't. I put my hand inside the jeans.
And the jeans are inside out.
The jeans are inside out. And I'm going to clean this area up by just clipping the threads. We don't want them to get in the way of the sewing machine, the needle, the presser foot. If you had all these guys in there, the presser foot could get hung up on it. So that's one reason we're cleaning up. And again, we want a nice patch. But I do want to make sure that I get this pretty clean, because I don't want anything to get hung up on this. I want all of my fabric to lay down real nice. So the next thing we need to do is place this on here. And how are we going to hold this on here? There's a couple of ways actually we can do it. We could actually spray this with some temporary adhesive, fabric adhesive. We're going to use some two-sided tape today to affix our fabric that we use when we're darning our jeans. And this happens to be Wonder Tape. It's two-sided. It sticks to the fabric and to the project you're working on, and it does wash away. Mallory's doing it right now.
So I tore off a little piece and I stuck it down, and then there's a paper backing to it. So sometimes you just gotta peel away. Makes it a little easier. Thank you, Zede. We're gonna make a little box around the area where we're darning. It's another reason why we cut our fabric a little bit bigger than the area. It's really good for, I mean, anything you need to hold down temporarily. Putting zippers in, and it's the perfect size for that too. And we're ready to affix our fabric.
Because I want to get this on here very securely. And I'm going to just pat it down. So I want to make sure that that's on there when I go to sew.
So now we're ready to sew. I've turned my pants right side out. You can see my fabric sticking through, and I've put it on the free arm of my machine. I can't use the darning program on this particular project because the hole is just too large. I'm going to use a zigzag stitch and my open-toed embroidery foot. I'm also using this contrasting red thread so you can see what I'm doing, but feel free to match your pants if you so desire. So I'm going to start zigzagging at the end of my hole and along one edge. And I'm going to swallow up that fabric. Now I've got my feed dogs down. This is not free motion darning. I'm going to come over here, pause with my needle down, raise my presser foot, and pivot the fabric. And then I'm going to use my quick reverse button to just go backwards. Make sure I'm catching everything. Now I can always go over this. This is just kind of a preliminary tack down. If my threads or my fabric's getting caught, raise the presser foot. There we go. Coming back down. I'm reweaving the fabric, so I'm going to stay close to my previous stitching. Coming forward again. I'm going back in and filling in any spaces because I want this to be strong. I want it to hold up. Don't want to have to darn in the same place over and over again. I'm also stabilizing the edges of my stitching because the fabric is weakened from ripping. And my organdy underneath there is cut larger, so I am reweaving fabric where there's a hole, and I'm strengthening the fabric along the edge to prevent further ripping. So don't just go where the jeans are ripped. Go a little bit outside. Otherwise you may end up having your darning pull away. So I'm finished darning my jeans. Raise my needle and my presser foot. Pull my fabric back into the side and clip. So now I've turned my jeans inside out, and I need to trim away my fabric as close as I can to the threads without cutting them, keeping the blades of my scissors parallel to the pants so that I don't get any of those little V cuts that you can get. So now we have our nicely darned jeans. You can see here, stitching is nice and smooth, it's laying flat.
And Mallory's done it, of course, in a contrasting color, which makes it a fashion statement now. But again, you could try and match your color as best as possible. But these jeans are ready for some more wear.